Unlockables return tenfold for Mario Kart Wii, and so have their unlock conditions. Unique to only Mario Kart Wii in its series is the player's ability to unlock additional content without obtaining the Gold Cup by placing first in Grand Prix. All you need is a trophy which the player receives at the end of the Grand Prix for finishing no worse than top 3 in points. On a minor side note, 50cc and 100cc are normally restricted to either the karts or bikes only, but after earning a trophy for the respective cc class, you will unlock the ability to use the other vehicle option, and are able to race in the slower cc classes like in 150cc. Also, the criteria for unlocking the additional cups have stayed the same since Mario Kart DS, and will continue to follow this tradition all the way through Mario Kart 8, in that you will need to complete Cups A and B in order to unlock Cup C, which is required to complete in order to unlock Cup D. To kick the main list of unlockables off are characters that can be unlocked through more traditional criterias. King Boo, Diddy Kong, Drybones, Daisy, and Mies all are unlocked through obtaining a trophy for these corresponding cups. Certain Mushroom Kingdom relatives can be unlocked through playing the game's time trials in a certain amount of times, and or by unlocking expert staff ghosts through playing the time trials for each track and beating the regular staff ghosts. Birdo and Toadette are unlocked after putting up a lap run on these many tracks. Expert staff ghosts are unlocked after being the regular staff ghost, and Funky Kong, Baby Luigi, a second outfit for Mies, all can be unlocked by unlocking a certain amount of expert staff ghosts. Now then, the last main method of unlocking content in Mario Kart Wii may prove to be the most challenging, especially if you are unfamiliar in how ranks are distributed. For more information on rankings, check out the beginning of my Flower Cup video from Mario Kart Super Circuit. Bowser Jr., franchise newcomer Baby Daisy, and a bona fide Bowser, better known as Dry Bowser, all will require a star ranking or better in these cups. There are alternative methods to unlocking a few of these characters, which include racing online, to having a save file to entirely other games in the Wii's library. Examples are the ability to unlock Birdo by finishing ahead of 250 racers online, but what might end up being the quirkiest of unlockables here in Mario Kart Wii is Rosalina. From how you're supposed to unlock Rosalina, you will need a save data of Super Mario Galaxy on your Wii system memory, and then complete 50 races afterwards, or get at least a star ranking for all of the cups in Mirror Mode, which you will need gold cups across 150cc in order to obtain. Some other unlockables in Mario Kart Wii can also give you more than one unlock criterias, which include playing a certain amount of races offline or online, so be sure to go for the method that best suits the resources you have available. Hello everybody, this is Nintendo 14. Welcome back to the year of Mario Kart. Last part, we did a little racing in the Shell Cup, featuring John and TJ. This part, I renamed my license and had my usual me this time. But let's go into our good old little single player and let's play ourselves a little Flower Cup. Go into our settings here. And we shall choose our next character that we shall also play as right before we get to the Flower Cup. And while we do that, we're also going into the 5 things we don't like about Mario Kart Wii. Quite a lot of things about this game that I could just scream about, and the fact that are in this game. And also, in between the video, I did go ahead and unlock a few characters here and there. And I'll play a couple unlockables. There's just so many to go through. And there's no guarantee that I'm going to play as every character here, because there's 24 characters in total that you can play as, and there's only 8 cups that we can possibly race in. So there's a dilemma of that. But for this video, I'm going to go with Toad. It's like a last minute thing that I'm doing there. And also I'm sticking with the karts. I won't be going to the bikes until after the next cup that we will be playing this Thursday, so I think I will be going for this cup. Let's see here. Lightweights do have more acceleration in favor of speed, so in case if we're in a pickle, in case of say like you know, we're getting pelts with items, which does happen in this game, then there's that. And also alongside with the carts or the characters, there are a couple carts that I did unlock that I did unlock in between videos. You'll see that here and there. By the end of the playthrough for Mario Kart Wii, you'll see me with all the unlockables. So I think we'll go with the Mini Beast. That's a good option right there. And I also accidentally went ahead and played the Flower Cup. I was grinding through the 50cc, and I accidentally forgot that I was playing the 150cc. So that's why I already have a rank for the Flower Cup. But let's not make that the reason why we don't play it here and today. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and start up. If the loading screen go any faster, jeez. We're gonna start things off with the Mario circuit. Every Flower Cup should have this, unless if it's Mario Kart DS, which breaks the rules of that. Anyways, now we've gotten all of the things that I wanted to, go over before the cups begin during the live commentary, just so the video goes hand in hand with what I'm showing in the gameplay. Let's go over, while we're racing in the Flower Cup, the top 5 things I don't like about Mario Kart Wii. Here we go. Number 5 thing I don't like about Mario Kart Wii is just the way that you land after most cases when you say do a trick or just anything. Or in short, when the cart bounces after you land about 9 or 10 times. Why I have a problem with this is that it makes the vehicles for this game just minorly frustrating to drive around. I mean, it's tough to try and angle your cart if it just keeps bouncing up and down on the track. It's as if like the tires, or maybe just the cart entirely, just feels like a basketball, just bouncing all over the place, struggling to stay on the ground. Maybe I'm not doing something right, and if I am, maybe I gotta look into seeing how I can better keep my cart on the ground. But if not, then this is something that really got under my skin, especially when you're trying to the way that you just bounce off the ground so much. It's annoying to line up drifts, like I've said, and wheelies for if you're using bikes. And it feels like an eternity to land flat on the ground. Like it'll take like a couple hops or so. Like when you're looking through, or when you're looking like say on gameplay, it doesn't feel that long. But when you're actually playing the game, it feels like the cart just bounces forever. And with the cart bouncing like that, you're gonna miss your window on your entries in the corners for drifts and wheelies and all that. And just the subtle bumps in roads. That's to even make this thing the worst is that some tracks in this game, they have these bumps that can subtly just have your car catch air when you don't want it to. And why this is like this, I just don't get it. Thankfully, starting after this game, and I'm pretty sure a couple games did this before Mario Kart Wii, is that the carts did a much better job at staying on the ground and not what's the word? Not just making things annoying to try and handle the cart. I mean, let's face it, the handling on most carts in this game are bad enough. We don't need the cart bouncing up and down like that. Just don't want to have to deal with any of that. So anyways, that was a lengthy description on just number 5 of the 5 things I don't like about Mario Kart Wii. Let's move on here and go into the number 4 thing. That's gonna be a more obvious one in the character voice clips. Now, why in name that every time you do something like say you boost, you get a mini turbo or a super mini turbo, or if you throw an item, the character you play as has to spat out a line that you have to hear constantly because there's not like multiple clips for each driver. I think there's like designated 3 clips for each action. I don't want to go too deep in that, but the main point I want to get into why I don't like this about Mario Kart Wii is it just gets annoying, just like with number 5. But it's louder than usual, and I feel like the only thing you really hear when you play Mario Kart Wii 50% of the time is your own character, and that's a ratio that shouldn't be in a common Mario Kart game. I mean, just listening to your character over and over, just hearing them being all cheerily happy and all that, or just doing whatever to whatever is going on screen, could be really agitating. Only reason I don't have it any higher on the list because There are certain characters that do make it pretty hysterical, like Waluigi and Waluigi and a couple other characters that you can unlock. They can make the whole voice clip just sound really over the top and unnecessary, but in a funny way. So I do get for certain characters, I do get a good couple chuckles out of the just ridiculous voice clips. So that's that. And also these cars in Coconut Mall can screw themselves because the cars got in the way and cost me the race win in Coconut Mall. So yeah, the character voice clips, that's my number 4 for the 5 things I don't like about Mario Kart Wii. Let's move into the number 3 spot. And that will be the GameCube. What am I saying, GameCube? Let's just say that the graphics in this game do not look polished, and they look pretty plasticky. And also, the graphics don't look any different than the Double Dash. If anything, this game, just by the graphics alone, this game looks like it could be on the GameCube. And it wouldn't be that much of an issue to have it for that system, because the leap in terms of the Mario Kart consoles from Double Dash to Wii is not in the least it's not in the most the graphics do not advance that much. Not so like say Mario Kart 64 to Mario Kart Double Dash. I mean, with those two games you can see the bigger difference, and then here from Double Dash to Wii, it's just you don't see it. You don't see the graphics leap up that much. Also, more insulting thing about the graphics in this game is that on the same console, Super Mario Galaxy looks pretty nice. The graphics, at one point before I believe I even played Mario Galaxy, or maybe even the game came out, I honestly thought that this game was HD and all that. Like this game looked like something out of a whole new world. Like I've never seen a Mario game with this kind of graphics. And then I played that game, and then a year later comes out, and then you get graphics like this that are not on par as to what I thought the Wii's graphic capabilities were gonna be like. It just shakes my head, and it's just something that how this was able to be like this, the visuals that probably could have been a whole lot better than what they were. Just leaves a minor disappointment. Not a major, but it's not like I can't live without better visuals for this game or any Mario Kart game. But let's whenever we make a new Mario Kart game for the next system, let's also keep in mind that with every new Mario Kart game, it's always on a new system. Let's try and utilize the capabilities of the system that we're releasing our new Mario Kart on. Alright, so that's number 3. Our unpolished plastic graphics. In my notes, I called it GameCube unpolished and plastic graphics, but I'll probably rename the title for this number entry for this list later on. Okay, so let's get into number 2. Oh boy, you thought the last 3 things that I didn't like about this game were, not much that I complain. These top 2 things, these are the 2 things that really get under my skin when I play this game. So, number 2 is the new items. Yeah, all of them. The Pow Block, the Mega Mushroom, and the Thundercloud. I have issues with all 3 of these items, and I'm quite ecstatic that these 3 items are the only time that they show in a Mario Kart game, because for starters, the Pow Block is not a good item in the least. In that it's basically like an underpowered version of the Lightning, in that you can knock away everyone's items pretty good, as long as they don't find a ramp or anything that they can escape into the air and have the effects be completely nullified, and then just keeping their items and all that. But there's a trick in that if you're on the ground, all you need to do is shake the Wii remote, or if you're playing on the GameCube controller or the classic controller, I believe it's you just push up on the D-pad. You do that, and you don't lose any momentum. You lose your items, but that's about it. You just You don't lose your momentum, you just lose your items, and that's it. Because of this exploit that you can do with the POW block, it makes it hands down the most useless item in probably Mario Kart history. I mean, maybe the blooper in some aspects, but there's some cases where the blooper did mess me up, and like say I couldn't see the banana past the ink and all that. So you gotta give the blooper credit there, but you can't do so with the POW block, and how just the minimal things that the POW block can do for you for Mario Kart Wii. And also, let's also get into the Mega Mushroom and the Thundercloud if I went too lengthy into the POW block. The Mega Mushroom is kind of the same story as the POW block in that it's just a different version of a different item. In the Mega Mushroom's case, it's like an underpowered version of the star in that you become ginormous, but you can still be vulnerable to the bullet bill. And one good shot from the bullet bill when you're giant, you can still hit you. You can still take the shortcuts with the Mega Mushroom, but most cases you should be hoping that you get a star over the Mega Mushroom. And also for the Thundercloud, oh boy, I don't think I've met one person that could really appreciate the Thundercloud, because all the Thundercloud really does is that you get a top speed. The only time you'd ever want the top speed from the Thundercloud is, say, like you're in the last stretch. Other cases where you have the Thundercloud, you want to get rid of it, because in due time, the Thundercloud will eventually zap you, and you'll get the same effects you get from the lightning that affects all racers. But in the Thundercloud's case, it'll only affect just you, and you don't want to, at any point, like it's in Super Mario Kart, you don't want to be tiny while everyone else is big. That's a huge disadvantage for you. So there's that. Also, the reason why the Thundercloud, it's just a frustrating item to get. I mean, you get it, and then that's it. You can't defend yourself with it, and you get it so high up too. So like, say you get the Thundercloud, and then someone behind you can get a red shell. So in a way, it's like getting a Thundercloud is like getting a coin in Mario Kart 8, but instead of you getting a coin from it, you get zapped if you don't get rid of it. So yeah, all these new items, you can really see them as they're inferior to other items. So oh boy, that's a lengthy. If anything, that feels like I just went over the #1 thing that I don't like about Mario Kart Wii. But speaking about that, the items, that's only #2. We still got one more entry here, and we're just getting the cup from the Flower Cup. So let's quickly go into the #1 thing I don't like about Mario Kart Wii. Ugh. That's the vehicle balance. I'm not gonna bash too much on the bikes. I mean, I get some kicks out of using the bikes in Mario Kart Wii. I think they're pretty fun. I like getting around tracks using the bikes. So I'm not gonna be talking much about that. I'm more gonna point my fingers at the carts, and that's just the stats that they were given. Just some of them just do not mesh well with the game's drifting mechanics and all that. Because like Mario Kart DS, the Mario Kart Wii has a drifting mechanic, and that's depending on how much drifting handling you have, that's how much you can steer hard into a corner. Now, a lot of these carts, they have low drifting handling, so voice crack. And that's it's really tough to stay on the bottom when you're trying to drift hard to the left or right. And so it just makes corner cutting really tough, and that's one of the just those small things that in the end just makes the carts inferior to the bikes in this, and that's why everybody calls Mario Kart Wii Mario Bikes Wii, and that the bikes are so dominant in Mario Kart Wii to the point that why even run the cart? Just use the bikes. Yep, so that's all there is to that. This is the filler footage I have in case if I go this long in commentary. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys understand my list. If not, then you can write in the comments on what you guys think is wrong with Mario Kart Wii. Do it in a nice way, please. Anyway, who cares? It's not like I got control over that. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. Tune in this Thursday as we're going to be racing in the Banana Cup. So till then, I'll see you guys then.